Well, I feel like I'm just making these milestone videos back to back to back to back. Uh, the the milestones just keep rolling in faster than I expect. And it's funny because I couldn't even keep up with them at the rate that I wanted to. I wanted to do like a 100 subscriber video, then a 500 subscriber video, and then a 1,000 subscriber video. And then I was probably going to wait for like a 5,000 subscriber video. But I hit 500 before I could even make a video about 100. And then I hit 2,000 before I could make a video about 1,000. So I am preemptively recording this 5,000 subscriber video before I hit 5,000 subscribers. So it feels weird talking about it when I know I haven't made it there yet, but I'm very, very, very close right now. And I know it's coming in probably the next 30 minutes to an hour, I'll be there. There's a lot of you guys that seem to have just as hard a time, if not a harder time, believing it as I do. Because I'm getting comments where people are like, man, I looked at your channel 2 days ago and it's tripled since then. It's crazy. And then I've gotten one guy, a couple of people are getting suspicious. They think I'm up to something, which I'm not buying subscribers. I feel like you can tell by my engagement that I'm not buying subscribers because I'm getting a lot of really genuine comments and likes on everything. But yeah, some guy went through and commented on a bunch of my videos saying YouTube needs to investigate me because I'm growing I'm growing in a week faster than most channels can grow in a year. And I do not disagree with him. 500 subscribers was absolutely like a year goal for me, or 5,000 subscribers was like, I thought that was like a year out, not a week away from. I recorded my 500 subscriber videos a week ago today, right about this time, so last Saturday, which that's the first time I've thought about that actually. It was maybe a little earlier. It was probably 4 or 5 o'clock Saturday, which I mean, it's only 5:20 right now. I recorded my 500 subscriber video, and now 1 week later to the day, I'm at 5,000 subscribers, and 400,000 something 400 something thousand total channel views, and 390,000 of those are from only this week. Crazy. I'm not making money on any of this yet, by the way, for anyone that thinks that I'm getting rich. It's not, YouTube monetization does not work that way. So my main priority behind this whole thing was to just build up a community of people I could talk to about the house. I knew people would be entertained at seeing it. I wanted to show people you can do this kind of thing. And I wanted to have a community that 5 to 7,000, 7,000 or 7 to 10,000 has been like my goal range. That's what I thought would be like. I've just been telling myself if I could hit 7,000 subscribers, that's good. Because that's plenty of people to talk to about the house. Because that was my main. I just said that, but my main goal behind it was just to have a community. I just wanted to have a community of people where pretty much anything I posted, I got a few people responding. We could always just have a continuous conversation going about the house, what I should do, what I should have done different, and just overall suggestions. But 5,000 subscribers this week is crazy. I don't know if the growth is going to continue at that rate. I think it seems like it's kind of slowing down a little bit the last like 3 days. It's still very fast. It's still like 800, 600, 800 a day. But for a couple of days, it was like 1,000. Well, I think my top day was like 1,500 subscribers in one day. That was crazy. But besides that, it's been pretty slow the past couple of days, which is fine. I'm still growing way, way faster than I expected to. 5,000, or what would it be, like 4,500 subscribers in a week from this time last week. My views, looking at my analytics page, is crazy because it's like your viewership is up 3,500,000%, and your subscribers are up 3,200,000%. Like it's weird the numbers that it's coming up with. But all this stuff is growing so fast because y'all's engagement with everything. It's so motivating every single time I post a video. Like actually the second it posts, if I refresh it, I already have like 20 likes. And usually like 2 or 3 comments. People are commenting before they even watch the video. They're just trying to be encouraging and drive it up in the algorithm, which is so helpful. That's such a big deal that you guys are doing that. And in 10 minutes, I was just showing my friend the other day. I posted a video where we were together, and in 10 minutes, I had 100 views and like 40 comments. That's crazy at my subscriber rate. I've got such good engagement from you guys I'm so glad that you guys are so interested in what I'm doing. And I'm so glad that so many of you guys are so supportive. Like I keep talking, I need to quit mentioning the negative comments because I think people are thinking that I'm like dwelling on it. But the only reason I mention them is just to say that they're such a small percentage compared to the positive ones. It's literally like if you took the percentage, it's probably like less than 0.5%, and then all the rest of them are just overwhelmingly positive. I've got tons of house content coming, of course. I've been filming retaining wall video all day. That's why I'm disgusting looking right now. I've got a little bit more work I want to do on it before I leave, but I wanted to go ahead and get this recorded because I know I'm about to hit 5,000. I want to be able to post this as soon as it happens. So it's going to be 2 videos coming out today. The other one was just kind of a test. I know that the majority of the people have subscribed to the channel did it for the house and real estate content. So truck stuff probably doesn't appeal to a lot of people. I've got a really, really good split of male and female audience. It's something like 60% male, 40% female, which is great. That's very cool actually, because you don't see that very often. Usually guys that make content similar to this. Let me show you guys this. Oh, a groundhog just came crawling out of that pipe, but he ran back in there when I turned the camera, when I stood up. Oh, look, he's poking his head out. Well, I kind of totally lost my train of thought there. I was looking at the camera and I just saw he was a pretty big one. He was like that big. I love having the groundhogs out here. They're like almost like having pets because I see them. They're running around playing with each other and stuff all the time. And I haven't noticed any damage that they're doing to the property. A lot of people are talking about their burrows and stuff, but I haven't seen them doing anything. The split between male and female on my channel is very cool because usually when you see channels that put out content kind of like this, or just the kind of channels that I watch and stuff, it's usually like 97% male, like 3% female. Like it's very offset. But I've got a really good split. For a little while, it was actually more female than male at the very beginning. It was more women than men watching my channel. 0% of my audience is below 17. it's all the mature crowd, which is good. I much prefer it that way. That's the educated, smart, been there, seen everything crowd. That's the kind of people that I want to be talking to anyway. But yeah, it's like 75% of my audience is like 45 plus, which is good. That's perfect. The video about the trucks, I just kind of posted that as a test. I did have several people ask me about it, and then I figured I would just see how it did. It's it's still doing fine. It's not a bad video at all. Or it's not bad engagement or anything. I think it is actually kind of a bad video. When I was watching it back, I was getting bored watching my own video, watching that one. We'll see. I think walking around and talking about stuff is always a little bit boring. Once I actually have some videos of me like working on them and stuff, I think that might be a little bit more interesting. But everyone is actually really liking the retaining wall series, which is cool. That's like really, really cool. Oh, that groundhog came out, but I'm not going to stand up because I know he's going to run off. This is actually kind of the best look I've gotten at one of these groundhogs. He's close. He's just right over there. It's funny the way that they actually play with each other. I've seen him. Oh, there he goes. He heard me. I started talking. It scared him. But they actually like chase each other around like squirrels, running around the yard, running in the bushes and stuff. More retaining wall content to come. I don't know yet if I'm going to put today and tomorrow's footage into one video or if I'm going to edit them separately because I've recorded a lot. So I kind of think if I put 2, and then I imagine I'm probably going to record a lot tomorrow too. So I kind of think if I put 2 videos together into one, it's going to be like an hour-long video. So I'm probably going to split it up into 2 days. I had a couple of comments on the last one. People were talking about how little progress I made in the video, which when I started the video off saying I didn't have much time. But I mean, people are always going to say whatever. It doesn't really matter. But another thing is recording this stuff really does slow you down a lot. Having to constantly move the camera to get angles and stop to explain what I'm doing, and that's not me complaining at all about how long it's taking. I've got a very long time frame on all this stuff. But that's just me kind of explaining why progress is moving so slow on the retaining wall. I'm trying to get good footage while I'm working on it. And then I'm also doing this for the first time. I haven't ever built a retaining wall before. So I'm trying to make sure I'm doing everything right as I go. And I'm probably being a little bit of a perfectionist on a lot of the details because I don't really know what is super important and what isn't super important. So I'm kind of just making everything super important. And I'm probably overbuilding this thing. But my primary goal right now with this wall is to just get good footage of it, or good, and put good content together of it, because people are actually really liking it. I'm getting a lot of views on these videos that I post, a lot of engagement. But I also don't want to drag it out. I don't want this to just keep going on and be one of those series that YouTubers make where it just never ends and there's just constantly videos coming out. So I'm trying to wrap it up actually and move on to the next thing, which is probably going to be the field. Yeah, I think it'll be the field. I think I'm going to see if I can borrow my dad's tractor and uh, use that to cut the road in to go up there, and then brush hog it and do like a field transformation video, because there's a couple of people that want to see what that field looks like all cleaned up, and so do I. I want to see what it looks like all cleaned up too. Survey video is getting an insane amount of attention, which I figured it would. That was a pretty interesting topic right there. Getting lots of hate comments, of course, lots of very positive comments. It's funny how concerned people are in the decision that I made. The lot lines just wasn't an important thing to me, and that's something that I think a lot of people aren't understanding. There's not a whole bunch of property that I didn't know that I owned technically. It's just the line is just in a different spot than I thought it was. I knew I owned 8/10 of an acre, and that was disclosed. That was in everything. I just didn't know how big 8/10 of an acre was. That's the only thing that happened. I just didn't know right where the lot line was, and I didn't actually know how big that was. I thought this was about 8/10 of an acre right here. Turns out it's all that up there too. That was just me not knowing that. The bank knew that. You know, everyone knew that except me. I was just happy with the deal regardless. I thought the property was worth that much as is. Another thing that I haven't mentioned yet that I probably should have, and some of my house building video or the house tour videos, is the house was appraised. So it's kind of impossible to overpay whenever you have an appraisal done. I guess it's not impossible if the appraiser is just a liar, but he would be putting his reputation on the line to do something like that. I had the house appraised before I bought. I had to have the house appraised. All the people saying the house is worth 30,000, I paid 110,000 for it. It, it can't be. It was appraised. And he picks up, he did the whole appraisal. He was out here for almost a full day. Went through the whole house, figured up square footage. He did comparable comps all around the area. Like, he came up with, my offer was good. So I think that covers the you overpaid. That house isn't worth that much thing that I've gotten, not a lot, but a few times. Let's see. I don't mean to turn this into a addressing negative comments video. I just feel like there's a couple of things that I need to clear up periodically because I leave stuff out. Seems like there was something else that I have failed to mention so far. I've gotten a couple of comments, people talking about how I should permanently mark my utilities. I do and don't see the purpose of that, but the reason why I have not to is, for one, 811 tells you not to do that. Your utility markings are only good for, like, I can't remember, 10 days, 15 days. It's a very short window because they say that underground utilities can move plus or minus like 5 feet. So they say to only go off your markings for about 10 days and then call them again. It's a free service. So whenever I do anything up there, I'll just have them come again and mark the utilities again because you're required to anyway. So there's not really a point in permanently marking them because I can just call them. They came in like 2 days last time I called and marked them all. So, oh, everyone talking about zoning. This area that I'm in is very, very lenient about all that kind of stuff. But also, I'm zoned dual use as the name of this property, which pretty much means anything goes. Obviously, I'm not, I know, I don't blame people for thinking that I'm going to just go ahead and just start doing stuff without having permission or checking any of that stuff, because so many YouTubers do that. But I'm not going to do that. I've been in contact with my city building office for everything that I've done. I've been getting everything approved. I've already got the inspector's number. Like, he's going to be coming and checking all this stuff. The retaining wall stuff, they said you don't need permit or inspections or anything on that kind of stuff. So driveway expansions, new driveways, they said none of that stuff needs any type of authority, permission. I'm sure when I start doing stuff up there, whatever I do end up doing, all of that stuff will have to go through the city for sure. And but I'm not gonna start doing something before I know that I can do it for sure. There's a lot of people talking about the conflict of interest between my surveyor being my neighbor and him marking the property lines, and also people talking about the county website having the lot lines online and stuff. And yes, I had seen all that online. It's just really hard to tell. I feel like I said that in that survey video, but I may have missed it. It's I had seen that top down satellite view map and it showed the lines and stuff. It's just with the tree cover that this property has, it's really hard to tell where those lines actually are because you're kind of just looking at the tops of trees. You can't really get a reference point of where those lines actually are, how big it is. It's really hard to tell in the picture. So now that I actually have the survey and I see what it looks like, you can tell that it goes all the way on the other side of that field. But before, it just looks like a not a rectangle, but a weird shaped, I don't know what you would call that, shape drawn out on the top of a whole bunch of trees. So I knew that was the shape of the property either way, whether it included the field or didn't, because the whole field is angled this way. But his survey is accurate with what those lines show online. I can't really justify the comment that people were saying about him lying on the survey to give himself more property because he's my neighbor and stuff. Because it would be so easy to tell that if he was wrong, if everything that's online with the lot lines and with what the county has, and then he's putting his entire practice on the line by doing something like that because that survey is stamped with his and signed by him, and like he's putting himself at total legal liability if it's wrong. So there's a lot of people are saying, and I got a bunch of comments, people saying I need to get like 5 surveys and compare them all to each other. And then there's like an equal amount of people saying I didn't even need to get a survey because you can just check them online, which I did both. I got the survey and I check them online. You can check them with each other and you know that they're accurate. Just a quick wanted to address a couple of those things. I'm not upset about any of them. I'm not complaining about those comments. I'm glad people are engaged with the stuff that I'm putting out. But rather than type that answer like 50 times because that video is blowing up and getting so many comments, I just wanted to put that into the next sit down and talk video I did, which I guess that'll probably just kind of be the theme across these subscriber milestone videos. It's just going to be a sit and talk. I don't make a plan for these videos at all. I just hit record and sit down. That's what I've done for every one of them so far. So people seem to like it. So it's easy for me. Decided to do this one sitting in the gravel pile because this is a surprisingly comfortable spot to sit out here. It's going to be a shame when this is gone just for that reason. I've taken many a break on this gravel pile so far. But anyway, thank you guys so much for 5,000 subscribers. I 100% can't believe it. Everyone I know is going to be blown away. Everyone in the comments is constantly blown away. Everyone's mentioning it. They're like, I commented yesterday and you were at 3,000. Now you're already at 4,000 something. Like, yeah, that's just the way it's been going so far. I don't know if it's going to increase. I don't know if it's going to slow way down or if it's just going to continue at this rate. Who knows? But it's a celebration for all of us because it's cool that we're growing as I consider it a community. Everyone that follows, because there's so many people that are engaged and commenting all the time, and I see the repeat commenters. Really cool. It's really cool. So thanks everybody so much. Thank you for your engagement. Thank you for your loyalty. Thank you for defending me. I've gotten to where I've got a little army of people every time a negative comment. Usually like 3 or 4 people responding, and it's really cool. Oh, and thank you so much to the couple of people that have donated. I never asked for that. I'm never going to ask for that. But there's some people that just really want to support and help out, and they have sent me some money, and I didn't really expect anything from that has happened so far from this, but I really, really, really didn't ever expect that from people. But man, it definitely is a help. It definitely has been a help for sure. I made a promise to all of them that I would use the money for the channel and use it to make the videos better. So one of the things that I'm going to do with that is order a better quality microphone because I like this thing and everyone else seems to like it, but the quality is just lower than what I want. So I'm hoping that this week's round of videos is the last with this. And I'm going to buy an expensive microphone and get one that actually sounds good because this thing is just, I'm surprised how good it worked for how cheap it was, but it's It's just not the quality I expected. The reviews on it were so good, I figured it would be good, but it's kind of sounds like I'm talking into a laptop mic from like 2010. But anyway, thanks again, everybody, so much. Got a lot of videos coming out this week, and a lot more coming. And I promise the channel will continue to get more interesting as it goes. Thanks everybody for sticking with me for a week. But I know that everyone's going to stick with me longer because my following is very loyal so far. But that's the 5,000 subscriber video. I'm gonna see where we're at, and I appreciate everything so much from all you guys. Thank you.